Hey guys, how's it going? It's Solo here, back with another daily update video. It is Tuesday, July 7th. The market just closed. It's about 5:11 p.m. and not looking so good in the market today, right? A lot of red on the board. Tech wasn't hit as hard. I mean, Google, Facebook, Apple down less than 1%. Microsoft just a little over 1%. Semis, AMD down 1% about. Micron, look what they did to my boy, down 3.6%. But I took advantage of that, and I'll let you know what I did a little bit later. But in general, across the board, the market was usually red. Let's see what good old Kroger did. Oh, even Kroger was red, but only down 0.15%. But overall, red day in the market. And if you've been following my videos, that's good news if you want to open up some cash secured put positions, because now you can get in at a great price, collect a good amount of premium, and get in at a lower strike than maybe if you were to open up a position yesterday, for example. Also, I've kind of noticed that going back for a few weeks now, Tuesdays have always been, or at least tended to be, red days. So we kind of tend to rally into Monday over the weekend, and then we sell off Tuesday, and then I'm hoping again Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we have green days again to rally back up. But let's just take a look at my IWM position. So if you remember from my video last night, I had sold the cash secured put on IWM at the $137.50 strike price, and I collected $59 in premium at that time. So looking at the graph here on IWM, we can look at it at Robinhood first. You can see opened up in the red. It was immediately down roughly 0.9% as soon as the market opened. Had a nice rally up until almost noontime, right around like 11:50 a.m. Got back up to pretty much where it closed yesterday at roughly $143 and some change. But then we just crashed pretty hard all day long, all the way till close. And even after hours, it's pretty much sideways to a little bit down. But we went from 143.33 at noon roughly to about 140.84. So we dropped almost $3 in half a day. So in retrospect, if I could go back in time, I would have waited until later in today to open up my cash secured put, but obviously how can I predict the future? I did get in at a good price yesterday, but when I opened my cash secured put position yesterday, IWM I believe was trading around 142, 143-ish. So that the fact that it's trading $2 or $3 less than it was yesterday where I opened my position tells me that I'm actually probably in the negative on my option. So let's just take a look. If I were to sell a put today on IWM at the same strike, 137.50, I would have collected $82 in premium. So I only collected $59 yesterday. So just to do some quick math, 82 minus 59, I'm actually negative $23. Meaning if I wanted to close out this position today for whatever reason, I would have to pay $23. So even though one day of trading has passed, so even though theta decay or time decay has happened, the drop in price was so severe that it overshadowed the amount of theta decay. So now I'm hoping that IWM either trades sideways for the rest of the week or goes up. Either way, because this was a weekly option that I sold, by end of day Friday, this number has to go to zero, whether it wants to or not, because of just time decay. So even if IWM trades sideways for the rest of the week, this will eventually start bleeding off and going to zero, which means I will get my max profit of $59, which is fine. You can't always pick the exact peaks and pick the exact valleys in terms of when you're buying and selling, when you're opening and closing contracts. So, profit is profit. It's not that I missed out on so much money. It's only $23, but it is what it is. And so we'll just have to keep an eye on IWM. I'm still safe because I have a decent amount of cushion between where it closed today around 140.64 and where my strike is. I still have a roughly $3 cushion. So I'm not sweating it. And if we take a look at the kind of overall graph on TradingView, 137.50 is right around here. It's actually below this Fibonacci level, which is going to be the 78.6, 61.8. So 61.8% Fibonacci level is the difference between this blue area and the teal area. So actually where it closed today, it broke below that Fibonacci level. So it's going to be really interesting to see for confirmation tomorrow if IWM now wants to trade in this teal area, which would not be good for me because that's where my put lies, that's where my strike is, or if it's going to bounce back up and trade in this top blue area. So I'm really hoping we have a rally overnight and then we kind of rally during the day tomorrow and it trades above this 141 level, which is the 61.8% Fibonacci level. But as you can see in the past, going back to, let's just say, early June, anytime IWM has gone to like the mid 130s or even low 130s, it has bounced back up relatively quickly. So, you know, I'm hoping that if it does want to trade in this Fibonacci level, and I do, let's say, get assigned shares this Friday, I'm hoping come next week it'll rally back up and I can sell my shares off for profit and not end up back holding stocks. The other thing is if we look at the RSI curve, it's very close to being in the oversold category. So again, that tells me that from a technical analysis standpoint, that we should rally after hours and into tomorrow. What I'm predicting is, I'm predicting that overnight, and I'm talking like early in the morning, maybe like 2, 3, 4 a.m., and then pre-market, I'm suspecting IWM is gonna rally. It's gonna get pumped by the Fed, and I'm gonna make a prediction that we'll open up IWM tomorrow at, let's say, I'm gonna say 142. That's gonna be my prediction, that we're gonna open up the market tomorrow with IWM 142. So we'll see what happens, because I think this was kind of a over-exaggeration of the market conditions today. But we'll keep an eye on that. Now, I did allude to Micron, and I had a little bit of dry powder left for the week, so I actually ended up opening another cash secured put on Micron. So initially, I wanted to look at opening a position on AMD just because it's been a while since I have played an option on AMD. I don't know why I can't type in the ticker. There we go. And I was watching both AMD and Micron at the same time this morning. And it was weird because they were kind of doing little opposite things, because AMD, as soon as the market opened, it started rallying hard for the first 15-20 minutes. It actually went up to almost $54. Whereas if we go to Micron was kind of sideways to actually dropped a little bit. So Micron opened in the red and then just kind of bled off all day long. So actually around mid-morning, I want to say around 10 a.m. or so, I opened up a cash secured put on Micron at the $48 strike price. And I collected $22 in premium on that trade. And that was because that was my minimum 0.4% return on risk, because I wanted to play conservatively. And judging by what AMD did in the morning, I thought Micron would also rally because they're both in the semiconductor sector. But for some reason, they traded very differently. So let's take a look at Micron's graph. So Micron, dipped hard today. And if you remember from this heat map, Micron was down almost 3.6% today, which is great, right? That's great news if you want to open up a cash secured put. The only way I could have played this better was if I had just waited till the end of the day, because you can see Micron bled off all day long. So I collected $22 in premium. So if you go to the options chain in terms of selling puts, again, I'm going to be in the negative. So I could have sold this for $44 if I waited till the end of the day. So I basically sold it for half price. So, again, hindsight's 20/20. You never know what was going to happen. I thought we were going to dip in the morning and then trade sideways or maybe even rally a little bit during the day, but clearly I was wrong. But again, same scenario here with IWM. I'm expecting that this was an exaggerated sell-off. I mean, look at the RSI. It's actually below the 30 level. So it's actually oversold already. So similar situation. I mean, this is almost an identical situation to IWM, where it broke through the 61.8% Fibonacci level. So it's oversold even more so than IWM was. So again, I'm going to expect Micron to rally overnight or have a strong green day tomorrow. And I'm going to predict that Micron opens up above $50 tomorrow. That's going to be my prediction. We'll see if I'm right. But I think this was, again, another exaggerated sell-off for some reason. And I'm not sure why Micron sold off, whereas AMD didn't. And as you can see, the other tech sectors, semiconductor sector stocks did not sell off as much as Micron did for some reason. I mean, Intel was 2%, but Micron got hit really hard, and I'm not quite sure why. As far as I know, no news came out on Micron, but Micron does what Micron does. But you can see, usually when we have like a big sell-off on Micron, it does rally back up. So again, I'm not concerned about it. I still have a roughly $1 buffer in terms of where it closed and where my strike is. But again, I think we're going to rally for the rest of the week on Micron. I don't think the market is going to accept such a low price on Micron. And the other thing is, this is why I chose to pick a far out of the money put this week, because I want to play it safe. So even though Micron dropped 3.6% today, I'm still not in the money, which is what I want. Because if I really wanted to, if I really needed to, I could cut my losses and get out of this position by paying 22 bucks. Losing 22 bucks on one trade to not risk getting assigned if I think the market is going to crash, or if I think Micron's going to crash in the short term, that's not a bad deal, right? I'd rather cut my losses, and it's a very minimal loss. I mean, if you follow my videos for a while now, you know that the gains I've made over the past few weeks and months far outweigh any $22 loss or any small loss I would take in terms of getting out of my position. But like I said, I think even if Micron trades sideways for the rest of the week, time decay and theta decay will eat away at this. And that's another reason why I like to sell weeklies, because the closer you are to the day of expiration, the higher the rate of theta decay or time decay. So you can't really sell, I mean, you could sell like 0 day or 1 day or 2 day options if you really wanted to, but the premiums on those are not that great. So in my opinion, between weeklies and monthlies, weeklies give you the best opportunity just to make a decent amount of money off time decay. And like I said, you saw my video on Disney from last week. The Disney trade went against me. However, so much time had already passed and so much time decay had occurred that I was able to close my position and still get a few dollars of profit. And then I did not have the stress or the risk of getting assigned Disney shares. So I love Theta Gang, and I love using time to my advantage, because I feel it's easy money. You're quite literally making money while you sleep or while you go watch TV or whatever you want to do. The more time that passes, the more these options are on your side. I love Theta Gang, and I love Theta Decay. So that was the other option I played today. Again, I could have made it a better play by just waiting for the end of the day, but you know, what are you going to do? As long as I make profit at the end of the week, I'm happy. So for this week, I sold a Micron option for $22. I had sold a IWM option yesterday for $59. So my max profit for this week is $81, which is not too shabby. You know, it's better than being 100% cash gain, because at least I'm making some money. So let me know if you guys made any plays today. I'm very curious. Let me know if you managed any positions from yesterday, since we had such a big red day today. And I'm sure a lot of you are also kind of bullish on this week like I am, in terms of recouping our losses from today. Let's just take a quick look at some of the popular options for today. So Macy's, I don't know if you saw the Macy's graph, but Macy's, something was going on with Macy's. I think it was like a meme stock today, or hype stock, because Macy's just skyrocketed today. And you can see the volume was 92,000, which is more than any other stock. AMD, surprisingly, the AMD calls were also very popular today, second most popular. So again, I think people are very bullish on AMD, which is great. I just wish AMD would have dipped more. If we take a look at the AMD stock, it didn't really dip as much as Micron. Otherwise, I was looking to play AMD. Like, it goes up and down like a kangaroo all day long. But it was hard to time it, right? Because it was just bouncing up and down, up and down. It feels like you couldn't decide if it wanted to go green or go red today. But Micron was kind of a steady bleed out. So that's why I ended up going with Micron. But AMD was my first choice, just because I haven't played it in a while. And I like AMD as a company. But Walmart also, I don't know if you know, but today news broke that Walmart, we can take a look at this ticker here. Walmart announced today that it's going to release a competitor to Amazon Prime. So I'll give you a hint. What time do you think that Walmart released that news? I'd be willing to bet it was around 11:30 a.m. because you can see Walmart did pretty much nothing all day. The moment the news broke, it took off like a rocket, and it went from $119.29 to $126. It gained $7. It was up a little under 7% today, which is crazy. So I would expect tomorrow morning, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of profit take, and I'm sure we're going to have a little bit of a sell-off in the morning on Walmart. But that's also probably why it was one of the more popular options. I used to have Walmart on my watch list, but I never played it because Walmart was so just steady and so uneventful. It had such low volatility that the premiums on Walmart were just horrible. But I'm guessing because that news broke, a lot of interest came into Walmart, so that's probably why it became. I mean, look at it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 call options on Walmart, just in like the top couple stock trades for this week, options trades. So that's probably why Walmart is up there. Facebook also had a pretty decent day today, all things being, considered, because if you look at all the other big tech stocks, they were down. Facebook was actually up 0.2%, which is, I would take it as a win, especially with all the negative news Facebook has had recently. But yeah, that was my day today. I'm looking not too great currently in my IWM and Micron puts, but I'm still optimistic. I'm still confident that they're going to work out by the end of the week, assuming nothing crazy happens just in the market overall or in the world overall. So let me know if you opened up any new positions today. Let me know how your positions are doing if you opened up any yesterday. And we're getting really close. The last I checked, we're right around 850 subscribers. So I actually started doing a little bit of research last night in terms of setting up my Discord server and kind of creating channels and things. So I wanted to be ready once we hit the 1,000 subscriber goal. So let me know. Tell your friends about the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on notifications so you don't miss the announcement and you can get in on the Discord server initially. And thanks for tuning in. And as always, happy trading.